Good afternoon, foodies. Welcome to the Gourmet Plate. This will be our final episode for the year, and we have recently surpassed 100 subscribers on YouTube. Yay! Thank you so much for watching our food adventures. Hope we have kept you entertained and also kept you super duper hungry. On a serious note, we truly appreciate all your support. It means a whole lot to us. Here's to many more food adventures for years to come. In order to celebrate this milestone, you are in for a treat. We are going to bring you to our favorite patisserie in Kuala Lumpur that is located in this residential commercial hub at Damansara Heights. Let's go! Hey guys, so as you can see here, this is our favorite patisserie. It's called Crosserie, and they are very well known for their croissants. Unfortunately, today we came a little bit late. It's around 3:30 now, and most of their products are sold out, as you will see later as we enter the shop. So guys, I'm so sorry, probably not a full selection, but we definitely got some interesting stuff that we could order. So let's find out what we got. Alright, after you place your orders at the counter over there, you'll go up to these stairs. Up we go. And you will arrive at the landing area where they sell some of their merchandises. Let's take a look. There are some coffee mugs and stuff for coffee, I think, and probably a drip machine. Different types of coffee cups. Coffee machines. Wow. Interesting. Alright. And over here, this is the sitting area. There are two areas. Over here there's one. And there's one over there on the other side. And you can see here, this is the place where you order your coffee. And it is called the Coffee Club, I believe. And here is the other sitting area, and over here you can actually just look out into the residential area of Damansara Heights. Hello guys, so we are seated right now and we managed to grab some of their signature dishes that is still left. Let us start with their signature dish, which is their croissant. Just look at this croissant right here. Look at that beautiful flaky surface. Look at how delicate it looks. This is absolutely the most beautiful croissant that we have seen by far. Okay, I'm ready to start. This looks too beautiful, so let us begin. This is the most delicately tasting croissant that I've ever had. Because we got them to warm up the croissant for us, so when you lift the croissant up to your nose, you can absolutely smell that buttery fragrance. Delicately flaky outer shell with a soft, airy, almost chewy insides. As you bite in, the butter fragrance hits you, followed by this nice saltiness from the butter, and then a hint of flowery fragrance along with that little bit of sweetness. That fragrance, it just hits you again and again. Pair it with some latte, stir it up. Oh, that's a perfect match, guys. Smooth, moderately bitter, with a very nice balance of milkiness, and it refreshes your palate all over again. And you keep feeling like you want to go for another bite again. And when you pair it with this latte, and if you just look at the inside, it is formed so uniformly. Look at the beautiful pattern in there. can even taste the toastiness on the surface and the combination of flavors. So simple yet so tasty. This is what I'll call the princess of croissants. Very delicately made, beautiful layering, perfectly made texture, sophisticated flavor, and it feels so light too. Wow, what a beautiful pastry. Alright, now we're going to move on to the second dish, which is their ham and cheese croissant. Wow, I gotta say, their croissant's really beautiful. If you just take a look at this, again, impressive layering and so beautifully made. The moment you look at it, you know it is some high quality croissant right there. This is pretty good. Texture, roughly the same, but the flavor though, very different from a plain one. You don't really get that much of that buttery flavor. What you get is mainly from the cheese on top. You get a bit of the cheesiness, but I think the main flavor profile here is actually the saltiness of the ham, which I think is decent, but it feels like the delicateness is sort of overpowered by the saltiness of the ham. Definitely not as good as the plain croissant. I'll definitely pick the plain one any day. Alright guys, we're done with the croissant and now we are on our second course and we have over here a cream tart. As you can see here, the fillings of the tart, it looks a little bit gooey and you can see a little bit of the caramelization right on the surface. But surprisingly, the skin of the tart is pretty thick. So we're gonna cut this open into half and we're gonna share it. Okay, here we go. Oh no, it broke apart. Oh, but the inside seems to be very gooey. Oh, look at these beautiful gooey insides. It looks so custardy. If I were to just try using my fork. Oh, look at this. Can you guys see that? Let's try this. The egg custard filling within, soft, creamy. Flavor is mild, surprisingly. Eggy. The meat flavor is there, pretty robust. Amazing balance. And the crust is like a cookie crumble kind of crust. And it's got that mild sweetness in it as well. Yeah, this is not a heavy dish. Surprisingly light for a cream tart. I think, for lack of a better word, it's more refined compared to a lot of the other cream tarts that we've had in Malaysia. It's a really good cream tart, for sure. Moving on to this black thing right here.
Is it called cannelé?
I call it cannelé, but I think the French should probably call it cannelé. I probably butchered it. But anyway, this is so much larger than the ones that I have been eating. The ones that we eat is probably like 1/3 of this size. This is really huge. And very beautifully made too. Yeah, it looks really refined. So you want to do the honors of cutting this? Let's go. Alright, I believe because the shell is very thick, so it's going to take a while. There's going to be a bit of resistance, so do your best.
Okay.
Yep. Really. Ooh. Oh. Holy cow. Guys, look at this. Look at that crust. My god, that crunchy crust. And look at the insides. The beautifully uniform air bubbles. Just look at how beautifully spongy and custardy the inside is. This is the perfect cannelé. My god. By the way guys, quick fact on the air bubbles here. As you can see here, this is the perfect uniform air bubble. Sometimes you notice some cannelés, they have like very huge air bubbles in the middle or anywhere else. That means that it's not done right, probably due to incorrect temperature or unrested batter or excess heat point. So there you go, the more you know. Alright, once again, half each. No way, guys. Oh. toasty, bitter caramelization on the upper shell, crispy, crunchy, and then the inside gooey, custardy, slightly chewy, and very mildly flavored. Wow, it's got a very beautiful contrast and layerings in texture as well as flavor. Looks so simple, but tastes absolutely delicious. Alright guys, so we are sort of done with our so-called main courses and we are now into desserts, and because it's the end of the year and it's the final episode of the year, we might as well just go all out. So we got 3 different cakes, so we each got our spoons, and I think we should start with the non-chocolate ones first. We're going to start with the cheesecake. Oh, it is quite firm, and the biscuit base is quite crunchy. Oddly, it has no smell. I mean, you can smell the cookie sweetness, but the cake has no smell. I would say interesting flavor. Okay, let me take another bite to confirm this. Oh yeah, the base is really tough. My god. But the inside is really gooey and creamy though. Oh, I do not know what the glaze on top is, but there is a little bit of this acidity or sourness undertone within this mild sweetness. And the cream cheese underneath, it's got a nice texture between gooiness and firmness. The flavor of cream cheese is a little bit mild, but it is enhanced by the glaze on top. Ultimately, I would say that it is a rather decently balanced cheesecake. Not the best we have had, but pretty decent. Alright, with the cheesecake out of the way, let us move to the chocolate stuff. Let's start with the white one, which is the Earl Grey chocolate passion. Oh, it's got a very interesting design. Guys, it's basically shaped like a brick, right? But if you look at the top here, oh, I just noticed, it's like it's slanted. Over here it comes up, and here it becomes an indent. Wow! They even added this little line of chocolate here, and on the top there's this golden leaf. That's a very nice touch. Okay, I can't wait to start. Let us begin. I think I'll take this side and you take that side.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, it's powdery. Interesting flavor layering. It starts off with Earl Grey chocolatey flavor, and then in the middle you taste the acidity of the passion fruit. It's very, very present. So it's got a very unique combination of flavors. I think it's quite delicately made. So if you like chocolate and passion fruit like Quet does, then I think this is what we'll try. Quet actually quite likes it. Alright, so we're down to our last piece, which is the chocolate cake. And again, it's Quet's favorite. She loves chocolate. Very chocolatey, very nutty. I think this is definitely like a full-on chocolate attack with nuts in the mix. If you finish the whole bar by yourself, you will probably drown in a sea of chocolate with some nuts in between.
Yeah.
So there you have it. There's our view for their cakes. So we're going to quickly mop them up now and see you later for plating time. Plating time! Croisserie is a pretty amazing patisserie. I think their plain croissant is absolutely the best that we have had in Kuala Lumpur. Delicate, refined, beautifully made, flavors very, very sophisticated. It's absolutely the princess of croissants in Kuala Lumpur. And their cannelé. Amazing, again the best cannelé that we have had. Beautiful texture layerings, amazing flavor. Their cream tart too.
Creamy.
Yes, very creamy. Very good balance and harmonization in flavors. As for their cakes, I think they are very decent, very high quality, very beautifully made, but not the best that we've had for sure. So if you have sort of a small appetite or you do not really have a sweet tooth, I think you can skip on those. There are two more items that we wanted to review, which is also our favorite, but it is sold out today. One is the quiche, and the other is their chocolate croissant. These two are absolutely amazing. And with that, Grocery will score half a plate on the gourmet plate by virtue of their amazing plain croissant, their chocolate croissant, their cannelé, their cream tart, as well as that quiche. So that concludes the review for our favorite patisserie as well as the final episode for the year 2020. When you're watching this episode, it is basically Christmas weekend, so wishing you guys a very happy holiday and a very happy 2021 New Year. If you have enjoyed our food adventure, do give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Till we eat again next year. Bye!